The rain lashed against Elara Euro's tiny attic window like icy fingers, mirroring the storm within her heart tonight. The silence of the small apartment felt heavier than ever, a suffocating blanket amplifying the ache of missing her grandmother. The worn armchair by the empty fireplace seemed to echo with laughter that was now just a memory. She pulled her knees to her chest, feeling impossibly small and alone in the vast, shadowed room. Tears, hot and silent, traced paths down her cheeks as the wind held a mournful symphony outside, perfectly attuned to her deep, wordless sorrow. The familiar creaks of the old building felt alien and unwelcoming, deepening her sense of isolation in the dim light of a single, lonely lamp just as despair threatened to swallow her whole. A faint, golden glow emanated from the neglected corner bookshelf. Curious despite her sadness, Elara wiped her eyes and approached. Tucked behind dusty volumes of forgotten encyclopedias was a book she Euro'd never seen before. Its cover was deep, midnight blue velvet, impossibly soft beneath her fingertips, and embossed with silver constellations that seemed to shimmer faintly. No title graced the spine or cover, only that intricate map of stars. Hesitantly, she lifted it. It felt warm, almost alive, and hummed with a gentle vibration that resonated deep within her bones, a stark contrast to the chilling rain outside. Settling back into her grandmother Euro's armchair, Elara opened the velvet cover. Instead of dense text, the first page held a simple, beautifully illustrated scene. A small cottage nestled under a giant, protective oak tree, smoke curling invitingly from its chimney. As she touched the image, the page seemed to soften, and words flowed into her mind, not read but felt. For the heart seeking shelter, a story unfolds. The tale that followed was of a lost sparrow finding refuge in just such a cottage, welcomed by a kind old woman with eyes like warm honey. The story spoke of shared crumbs, a soft nest woven from scraps of yarn, and the profound comfort of simply being safe and seen. Elara felt a tangible warmth spread through her, a fragile peace settling over her raw grief like a soft shawl night after stormy night. Elara returned to the book of small comforts. It offered tales perfectly attuned to her hidden sorrows. One night, it told of a boy grieving his dog, finding solace in planting a tree whose rustling leaves whispered memories of joyful barks. Another night, it shared the story of a lonely lighthouse keeper discovering companionship in the rhythmic waves and the steadfast stars above. Each story was a gentle balm, acknowledging her pain without judgment and offering quiet hope. She began to notice small details. The scent of lavender sometimes rising from the pages, the way the silver constellations shifted slightly between readings, as if tracking some celestial path. Only the book understood. The magic of the book began to seep into Elara's waking life. Remembering the shared crumbs from the sparrow's tail, she started leaving seeds on her windowsill for the city birds. Inspired by the lighthouse keeper, she smiled at the elderly gentleman who often sat alone on her building's front steps, sharing brief chats about the weather. She found herself humming her grandmother's favorite song while washing dishes, the simple act infused with a newfound sense of connection. The deep, crushing loneliness started to recede, replaced by a quieter melancholy that felt softer, more manageable, allowing space for flickers of warmth and everyday kindness she'd previously overlooked. Then, one crisp autumn evening when Elara felt stronger, the book Euro's glow dimmed when she opened it. The pages were blank. A soft sigh, like a gentle breeze, seemed to emanate from the velvet cover, and the shimmering constellations faded to a dull gray. Understanding washed over her, bittersweet yet peaceful. The book had given her what she needed, not an escape, but the strength to carry her own small comforts within her heart. She carefully wrapped it in a soft, blue cloth, the same color as its cover, feeling profound gratitude rather than loss. It was time for the book to find another soul adrift in the dark. Years later, Elara, now a librarian, often helped children find stories. One particularly gray afternoon, a small boy named Leo sat hunched in the children's corner, tears silently streaking his face after a difficult day. Remembering, Elara quietly retrieved a small, midnight blue parcel from her special drawer. Kneeling beside him, She placed the familiar velvet book gently into his small hands sometimes. She whispered softly, her voice filled with quiet understanding. When things feel very heavy, a special story finds you. Leo looked up, his wide, wet eyes meeting hers, then down at the book as his small fingers brushed the velvet. A faint, familiar silver shimmer bloomed across the cover. Once more Alara smiled, knowing the quiet magic of small comforts was just beginning its journey anew. Ready to offer its gentle solace to another heart in need, the book had returned, its purpose eternal.